Chamomile plant, agroplants.org. So this is actually, it's not one plant, it's actually two kinds of plants. I will show you here only one. This is called the German chamomile, but I will explain about both of them. So one chamomile, it's an annual plant. It's Martricaria chamomilla, and the other one it's Chamomilum nobile. So the difference between them that one is perennial, the other one it's an annual. They are both dicey, and they are actually not the same even genus. It's different kind of plants at all. But so how to grow chamomile plant? So before this, I will start with few things. So it's used for ornamental, for the flowers, you can see. Also it's fragrant, and it's used as edible and medical. Except this, it can grow in variety of climate. But before this, if you would like to purchase it, there is a link below, link in the right top side, and if you purchase it, this is donation for this channel. Also, don't forget to subscribe, you like plants, this is a channel for you. So, can grow in variety of climate, can be in Mediterranean, subtropical or temperate. In hardiness zone from 4 to 10A, this is for the Roman chamomile, and the German it's 4 to 11 hardiness zone. Leaves are edible. Shape it's deeply shredded or pinnate structure, and the flowers are dicey shape, white with inner yellow. Except this, as I said before, the difference that the Roman chamomile is perennial, the German is annual. How to grow it? So it requires heavy soil, moist soil, especially when the plant is young. Add fertilizer also, and mulch when the plant is young, it's good. Except this, you can start to grow it by plant seedling seeds and from cutting in the Roman chamomile, because it is perennial. It's easy to start from seeds, so no point to start even Roman chamomile from cuttings, and be aware that it might be invasive and can be invasive. Planting season for the Roman is spring in hardiness zone from 4 to 6 or 10A. Spring to summer in hardiness zone of 7 to 9. Except this for the German, it's spring to summer in hardiness zone from 4 to 10A, and autumn to winter in hardiness zone from 10B to 11. It's possible also in the spring, but it depends if you have really hot summer or not. It's really affect on the plant. Here we have a hot summer, so let's say that usually they finish their season in the beginning of the heat of the summer, let's say. Except these major pests are aphids, mites, powdery mildew, mealybugs, thrips. Pruning season can be all the season, and for the perennial, it's better in the winter. Usually it's dead heads, dead flowers, just dead leaves, but usually no point to prune at all the annual. The perennial, yes. Size of the plant, it's between 10 to 50 centimeters, so it means 4 to 20 inches. It's in the right condition, it's a fast-growing plant that requires small to average amount of water. Will grow better and bloom better in full sun, possible, but not really recommend in half shade. When you grow it in a container or a pot, the size will be from 2.5 to 7 liter. It means 0.5 to 1.5 gallons. And as perennial, better to switch the soil every few years for both of them. Potting mix or peat soil with perlite, mix it with some humus or organic matter, and chopped mulch. Keep the soil moist, and the drainage of it's also important. And accept this blooming season. So blooming season, it's in the spring to the summer, and rarely in the autumn. But for in hardiness zone of 10B to 11, it actually bloom from the autumn to the spring. usually in the winter until the spring, rarely in the autumn. And this is only because it starts to grow in the autumn, so it's a little bit different. The flowers, don't forget, are edible, and it attracts pollinators, a lot of pollinators, and you can make from this beverage. I'm assuming that you are aware of what is chamomile beverage. The leaves are edible. The harvesting season, it's usually the growing season, so the moment that the plant established, it's really easy. Better to start to harvest before it starts to bloom for the annual. For the perennial, it's a Roman. It doesn't really matter. Although, general, when the plant is blooming, it's less good to harvest. The leaves are less good and are smaller usually, but not always. Uses, it can be medical or beverage, and how to grow it by seed. So, sowing requirement will be moist soil, humidity, temperature between 5 to 20 Celsius. It's mean 41 to 68 Fahrenheit. Usually you should save the seeds in the refrigerator in dark and dry location. Sowing season, it's in the spring in hardiness zone of 4 to 6, spring to summer in hardiness zone of 7 to 9, spring to autumn in hardiness zone of, or autumn in hardiness zone of 10A, but might be a problem. And for the annual one, plant spring or autumn in hardiness zone of 10B. It doesn't really matter. Keep the temperature and it will germinate. This is important, and humidity and moist soil, of course. But this is okay. So planting spacing, it depends the size of the plant. There is a lot of cultivars, some big, some less. 10 on 10 centimeters, so it's been 4 on 4. Or for the perennial, it's 15 on 20. It means 6 on 8 inches. Except this, it germinates usually between 7 to 14 days if you give the right condition. If not, it will skip until next year, and it might germinate after 1 year even. Condition for the seedling, so full sun, moist soil, better above 5 Celsius degree, 41 Fahrenheit. If you don't have, it might die. If it's too much cold, like frost, and if it starts to bloom, to germinate before the frost, it might be a problem. Except this, bearing for the seeds, to keep it cold, so better to keep it in temperature before sowing of 5 to 10 Celsius. It's in 41 to 50 Fahrenheit. It's just few days before germination. Usually it's enough. So some last thing about these plants, it's plural. So if you should grow it, so it's if you like the taste, of course. So usually Martricaria Camomile, it's annual plants. It will reseed itself. It's very strong. And this is a method in order, even if it's died, usually every year it will reseed itself. So it's like you grow perennial, but not really. Depends the temperature in the winter that it might, the seeds might won't be viable next year. But Chamomile nobile, it's very strong for cold winter. It's perennial. There is a benefit of the perennial. There is a benefit of the annual. The both. It's a little bit different flavor, but not that much. So except this, why not to grow? And the one that you will choose, it's probably the one that will fit for you. That's all from growplants.org. Don't forget to subscribe, visit our website, and of course, if you have any question, just ask. You have here links about more videos, some lists, subscribe, and of course, purchase a plant, and this is donation for our channel. I hope you enjoy, and come visit us again.